don't touch anything.
It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.
Welcome to The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton, and I have a fantastic guest today, a good friend, and I'm going to get to him in 1 minute. First off, please support my sponsor, Oliva Cigar. They're my maker as well. Check out our Crooked Diamond, Gangster Redemption, all the stuff we have going on. Hit our social media and say how much you like it. And not only that, comment, because I do sometimes answer a lot of comments. I have with me Ben Kissel. Now, he's been a requested guest for a while.
Really?
You have.
No
Ben,
kidding.
Absolutely. I have a
isn't
couple
that
of guys
something?
in New York that he's one of my closest friends, and he goes, you know, Ben, you remember the guy came out when I saw, first of all, everybody, Ben Kissel was one of the founders of the last podcast on the left. What are the name of the
Last Podcast Network, Abling and Stop at Last Podcast on the Left, things of that nature. Yes.
Well, he had like 4 of them, didn't you?
Yeah, many shows. Yeah.
There was a riff. He can't get too much into it. There was when you have 3 partners, things happen.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I can't really get into that, but right now I'm just chilling, looking forward to the future, hanging out with my folks right now. My mom fell and hurt her arm, so I've been able to help her out.
Thank God she didn't break her hip.
Oh yeah, I'd have to put her down. You gotta put her down. That's it. It's over, Mama. And she would say, "Thank you, Benjamin." And she'd be so
Did she call you
happy.
Benjamin?
Oh, of course.
She'd be so happy.
Of course. So anyway, long story short, a lot of folks know all those things I can't talk about, but they gotta know what's going on. I'll talk about all that stuff at a later date when I can really unload my feelings and thoughts. But I did do recently a month at Passages in Ventura.
Did you need it?
Well, it is good to get right with alcohol. That's been something I've been drinking since I was 12 years old. We started doing foster care when I was 12 years old, emergency foster care. So we took in probably 50 kids, and I would go to sleep at 9:30 at night, and there'd be a kid in there at 11 p.m. We would have to take care of him until 5 a.m. until they were able to find him a place. As soon as the cops would go in, do whatever they got to do.
Arrest the parents.
Their children are there. They call my house, and we have a new child over there. So it was a lot of stress, and then there was just a lot of different difficulties growing up. At 12, I was like 6'5", so I was kind of like I was like Blaster, but my brain wasn't the master. So I was just a big Blaster? Shy kid. Master Blaster. Come on, you gotta know this.
It's your era, buddy.
My era. I'm a lot older than Ben.
Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. Master Blaster, I'm going to go, is Tina Turner. Tina Turner. There's a battle dome. Mad Max.
Okay, I know Mad
Look at
Max.
me. But people can't see, but they can see me. I was a different kid. I was a criminal, Ben.
What? That has nothing to do with it. Criminals love Mad Max. That's what the entire premise of the movie
Mad Max,
is.
you're talking about with, what's his name,
Yeah,
the actor?
Mel Gibson.
Mad Max. Mel Gibson.
Yes. Anyway, long story short. So anyway, I just started drinking real young. And so Passages, it was good to just kind of reassess my relationship with alcohol and kind of figure out, what I wanted to do with my life going forward. I also want to clarify, I was not at Passages Malibu. I've heard a lot of people talk about Passages Malibu. Passages Malibu is very fancy. They have horses, equestrian. It's where Ann Romney would go and hang out. She loves her horses, milking them, jerking them, whatever you want to do with the horses. I don't care. I was at Passages Ventura. Passages Ventura. And unlike Ace, there are no animals. It is much less pleasant than Passages Malibu.
Was that the first rehab you ever went to?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Not of course.
Not of course.
Whatever.
People go,
Go to
and
rehab, go to rehab. It's all good. There's no
Yeah.
shame there.
Absolutely.
I met some of the most amazing people, all walks of life. I won't get into their stories, but inspirational stuff. Long story longer here. About 2 weeks into my stay at Passages, I had a phone call, and after that phone call, I knew that my future was going to be changed, both professionally and personally, for the forever, basically. And if I wasn't at Passages, it would have been just much, much more difficult. There was a lot of dark moments that I had at Passages. I felt like, just a kid. Like, you ever see Freddy versus Jason?
Yes. That I have seen.
Fantastic. That's your generation. There's a great scene where Freddy is beating Jason, right? He finds out Jason doesn't like water because he was drowned in it. And so there's a scene where Jason becomes a baby, and Freddy puts his knife right into his frickin' temple, you know? And that's what it was like at Passages during those moments. I was just an infant again, and I was just feeling like just absolutely horrible. And there were some really, really dark moments. There was a mirror, as a matter of fact, on the table. That was when in my room there was a mirror, and I remember it was the strangest thing. I remember feeling peace, but the reason I felt peace was I realized I could just break off a piece of that mirror and just slice my wrist, and this could all be over. So it was real frickin' dark. And then I stayed. I didn't do that, obviously. I didn't go vertical with the wrist. And then the next day, I'm so happy that I stayed at Passages, because the next day, the teacher there, the counselor, she just fucking crushed it in class. And, I just felt a renewal of sorts, and I just realized I got to get going here because, life has to keep on moving forward, and I got to keep on doing my best. Ben,
I love what you just talked about. And I don't mean that in a bad way, of course. In what you did to change it. First, we got to let everybody know, Ben is sitting in my RV. We're in the mobile studio. He's 6'7", 350 pounds.
345 pounds. Can you give me the 5?
You got it. I'll give you 10. 340.
Oh, wow, nice.
I'm sitting here at 5'9", 250. And Nick is sitting here at 5'7", 150. So we got a big disparity. No, I just want to let people know. Ben, your heart is bigger than you. That's number one, I want to say.
Well, that's a medical issue.
No, your heart, and you know that. Here's what I think happened to you, and as a guy who counsels and a guy who speaks about this stuff around the world, is everybody, like me in prison, I hit a bottom. Everybody hits that bottom when they want to change truly. You can't tell a person, hey,
this is not a sexual thing.
No.
Okay.
That's later. That's later.
Oh, right.
A bottom, people don't get it.
Yeah.
People say to me, how do you get such a high success rate with young people and helping them? I says, because, listen, everybody has the bottom. Until they hit their bottom, they're not going to change. And people go, what do you mean? I go, listen, nobody knows their bottom. Nobody can, because if I knew this person's bottom, I'd bring them to the bottom and bring them back up.
I mean, a basketball doesn't bounce in midair, right? It's got to hit the ground.
Here's what I meant by bottom. One person could go home driving, had too many drinks, swerve and almost hit somebody, get home, be shaken, and never drink again. Mm-hmm. That's a bottom. Another person driving, gets stopped, spends a night in the county jail. Oh, my God. The bottom.
Right.
Larry gets arrested, goes to prison, still didn't hit his bottom. I hit my bottom when I was in the hole for almost a year straight. I was in the hole for 3 years, and my friend killed himself. And he told me he was going to do it, and he did it right there, and I couldn't stop him, and it's a bottom. Now, from there comes what you said. It's like a piece, or what you did with that lady, that teacher, or what happened to you the night before, with everything. And you know something, Ben? You're going to look at something. You're a young guy. Everybody's young on my show, but to me,
that's kind of what I was thinking when I was, contemplating. And I've suicidal ideation. I've thought about it quite a bit in my life, and I'm 42, and so I was thinking, well, I'm old. If you're young, they think I'm old. If you're old, you think I'm young. It's a good time. Everyone will be happy.
Ben, truthfully, I was in prison from 34 years old to 46. The best years of my life. I mean, most people's life, financially, work-wise, professionally. Sexually, everything. That's the best years of your life. I mean, brains, whatever you're doing. But I often tell people, yes, but I got out of prison, started over, and you could do it. I look at you, and you're going to be way better off this happened now. And you're going to be better off if it didn't wait until some other things happen. And me, too. When it happened to me, I could have went on and on, and then I did something wrong, and I would have never got out. or whatever. You now ran into your problem. And listen, professionally, people have problems. I love that you don't hate people.
No, I mean, there's no reason to, because you just get internalized.
But don't get screwed, and you're not. You got
right. Well, I mean, that's the difficult thing, especially in entertainment and Hollywood. A lot of people think somebody's failure is going to lead to their success, and it really doesn't work that way. All boats rise, but if one sinks, it doesn't mean one's going up. And I think that's one of the really sad things when it comes to watching people fall and enjoy the demise. That doesn't mean that you're about to get lucky and take fill that void. That they're going to leave. It's just going to be a void. And it's really sad. And so that's why I try. And it's a work. You have to work at maintaining love and maintaining compassion and meeting people where they're at. And that's one thing, again, that I mentioned on my Instagram, Ben Kissel 1. The whole situation made me a lot more compassionate. I am already very compassionate, but when I go to, if I'm talking to someone at a restaurant or a bar or whoever it is, wherever it is, these life experiences are just going to help me be able to relate to them better and help them out as much as I can in the future. And that's the whole freaking point. So
you make a great point, because I try to tell young people, at 20, you think you know it all.
Right.
You go back at 30 and you go, wow, I didn't know shit at 20.
Right.
When you hit 40, you look back and say, man, I didn't know shit at 30.
But now I feel like it's the reverse. Now I'm like, I don't know shit at all. Because
and you don't.
I'm smart enough to know I don't know anything.
You know, there's old saying, you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. The unknown knowns, as the war criminal Donald Rumsfeld mentioned, which we can talk about. we can talk about the looming World War III if you want to in a bit.
We're going to have fun today. First, but I want to get the audience to know a little bit about Ben Kissel. And first of all, everybody, Ben Kissel's information will be on all my platforms underneath the descriptions, his Instagram. He was, like I said, a founder. In fact, I listened to him. I didn't know what social media was pretty much until I started.
When did you get out of prison?
I got out in 2007.
So that's actually when the first iPhone came out, and then social media came out. It existed. Twitter existed, but it didn't really hit yet. So it was actually not that bad of a time to get out, because you learned.
Yes, it was, because I didn't even know how to dial a phone.
Yeah, but you didn't have to anymore, because now you got a new iPhone, and everyone that knew how to dial a phone don't fucking matter, because now it's a whole thing.
I was scared of it. I was scared of a flip phone.
Well, they're scary.
You know what I'm getting at?
The Nokia's a weapon.
I come from an era where I had a cell phone, and it was a Motorola, and I could beat you and then make a phone call. I should have did a commercial for that. You remember the old bricks?
Of course.
The bricks.
Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris, time out.
Yes. Now, so what happened is I started... Again, I didn't really know what you... I was all pushed into this. You know that because of Vanity Fair screwing me over that deal.
I didn't actually know that.
I actually... I did a lot of TV anyway. I was on analyst for Casey Anthony and all these cases, and so all of a sudden, I don't know what YouTube. I thought YouTube personally was a place where you fix classes. Do something. I didn't know what YouTube was.
Okay.
Obviously, this man's been in YouTube way longer than me.
I do think that it started out as kind of a tutorial website, in a sense where most of the content was perhaps teaching.
No, he'll tell you different.
It certainly hasn't gone that way, but there was some tutorial stuff on there.
Oh, there still is.
Yeah.
That's why YouTube's the biggest platform in the world.
Right.
Because old people go there to fix their classes.
Right.
And young people go there for everything. Well, Nick, what do you... he knows... He was using YouTube since he was 10, you said? 10 years old.
Oh, my God. I mean... What got me through... I'm sorry, you can go on.
No, you're good.
What got me through at Passages, I found WCW Nitro versus WWF Raw.
Oh, yeah.
And it was every single Raw and every single Nitro, and the guy was this British commentator, and he would just break down every single episode and compare them. I just relived the whole Attitude Era, and I was like, I need that energy right now, and it was like a fucking godsend. So I totally get when you find a YouTube channel that you love, like yours, Larry, it can be awesome. It can be a great platform.
I appreciate that, and it's true. What Nick knows, I ended up. What happened with that? I got offered a deal by Vanity Fair if I go to New York, and they pay everything.
When I think Larry Lawton, I think Vanity Fair. Number one.
No, you.
Vanity Fair. Larry Lawton. Put him in a dress. Put him on the cover.
I don't look good in a dress. I tried.
Okay.
I tried. I admit.
I tried panties. I tried it all. Don't look good. Don't look good.
Are we talking about bottoming in prison again?
Yeah, no. What happened, Ben, was I actually go to up to New York, Vanity Fair, did this video, and they said the deal was if I had 150,000 or 180,000 views, a 28-day cycle for YouTube, they would offer me a contract to fly me up once a week, once a month, and I would do a week's videos and come out. I did the video I did in 28 days had 1 million views. Right. To this day, it's the number 25, top 25 video on all Vanity Fair. Wow. It's 11 whatever, million views.
Yeah.
But they ghosted me.
Right.
But I did 2 videos, right?
Yeah.
So when they ghosted me, you get screwed in the entertainment business. You said it. Do. Well, I said, okay. The way I am, I went into YouTube and 3 days straight, Ben, I didn't sleep. I took more drugs that 3 days, but I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
Now, I literally...
Didn't take any downers, huh?
No. I literally slept at my desk, and I mean this. I watched every tutorial, how it works, what to do, and I ended up starting a YouTube channel, and that's one. And then in 6 months, 5 months, 4, whatever it was, they call 3 or 4 months. They call me, email me. Vanity Fair says, "Can you sign the release for the second video?" Now, mind you. Never even bought me a bottle of scotch and said, "Hey, something happened. We couldn't do it. Thank you for the great video."
They're soulless, heartless.
Oh, listen. So what does Larry do? Okay. I said, no. I write an email back. But before I write the email, I sign up for LinkedIn, another thing I learned. Yeah. And I got the CEO, COO, CFO, every major person for Con-Nest Travel, which owns Vanity Fair.
Okay.
And Vanity Fair. So I sent an email with all these stuff saying that you guys are you do not have my permission to use any of my likeness other than what I signed. You're an unprofessional company, blah, 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 blah. You still owe me $491. It was a liquor bill.
This is what I love about you, Larry. You have somehow made filing paperwork badass. Yeah. And I don't know how all of your prison stories are like, and then I took a pencil, it's the size of a golf pencil, and I wrote on toilet paper, and I wrote to the judge. And all you've done is file paperwork after paperwork after paperwork, and I'm still worried you're going to kick my ass.
Ben, it's
paperwork pusher.
He really is.
I learned because I started out getting beaten and fighting and physical, and I was a good fighter. Yeah. Means nothing. They can beat you.
Right.
You don't care who you are, what you know, they will beat you.
Power of the pen.
Power of the pen. That's why I got my degree. And people look at my degree on the wall and go, wow, prison, a degree, a YouTube, and a police officer badge.
Right.
They get so confused.
But it's that mind fuck that makes you so popular. Because people want to know.
How'd you do that?
How'd you do it? Why'd you do it? Who are you? And that's YouTube.
Well, we're going to give haircut. That's how I started you. And then it blew up. And then I get a call, though. I get a check for $491. Okay. I go, wow. That was 5 days later for my liquor bill, really. And then another few more days, Teresa in the office says, "Hey, Larry, there's somebody on the phone who says they want to talk to you. And you'll take the call." Who is it? I remembered from researching on LinkedIn, it was the COO.
Oh my God.
Of the big company. And he goes, "Mr. Lawton." I said, "Larry." He goes, "Mr. Lawton," he goes, "First thing, I want to congratulate you on your success. I was one of the fastest growing guys in." He says, "Obviously you're doing very well. I wanted to apologize."
Okay.
He goes, "And I hope we could work together someday. We had to let 10 people go."
Wow.
I didn't want people.
Right, of course not. That's not the intent, of course.
No, but he goes, they really dropped the ball. And my buddy Billy, you met Billy at the day. He's from 60 Minutes. His wife is daughter of Don Hewitt.
Right. Which show is based upon lies. I believe it's 46 minutes. No, it's 42 minutes. It's 42 minutes? 48 minutes.
Yeah, they do what's 20. No, it's 44 because it's 22 minutes per 30. But who knows with them? He says, Larry, they're going to do something good with me. But what I was getting at is that I won't quit. I love that you can fight, and people will eventually see it.
Right.
Like I try to tell people, don't quit. Listen, you know how many people old, even Ben, older than you, and they'll say to me, "Man, my life's over. I lost this." No, it's not. Most millionaires lose it 3 times.
Right.
Most people don't truly find success. I'm not talking about the Bill Gates who
no,
that's their passion.
Success is totally different for anybody, and that's why, I don't know if you saw this, speaking of social media, Elmo just posted on Twitter, "How you feeling," right? And
I did see that.
Did you see it? So Elmo,
Elmo, you're talking about the green thing, a yellow thing?
It's red. It's red.
You were close.
It's a color. It's red. And it literally was like, hey, how y'all doing? And the comments, man, were so
great.
sad.
It's great.
And,
What were they?
I'm devastated. I'm at my worst. I've never had a worse life experience in my
how
life.
is he doing?
He's like,
How are you doing?
It's like just busted. It was great.
Yeah,
Like,
and we're talking
great.
tens of thousands of comments, and they're all miserable, right? And that's
funny as
because people are measuring success based upon other people's version of success. Would you ever, in a trillion years, I never set out to be famous. I'm not famous now.
You are.
But
You are.
Okay, but I wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to do entertainment. Chris Farley was my idol. John Candy, those guys, radio personalities, guys that were just funny, gals that were just funny, Madeline Kahn, Catherine O'Hara, these people that made me fucking laugh. That's what I wanted to do with comedy.
How do you like Shane Gillis?
Shane Gillis, fantastic. I actually I DM'd him because he just got the Bud Light sponsorship, and I don't know him. I never met him. But I was like, congratulations, because that's the golden ticket to free Bud Light.
Listen to me. We're gonna go to Austin. When I did a show for one of the big guys, I can't say yet until it comes out. The show, they all in Austin, and they want to take me there. He said, "Come on, right?" He said, "Come on, you see it." He knows Shane. We love Shane Gillis. I think he's the best comedian out there. Period.
Speaking of trials and tribulations,
he is bringing it back.
Speaking of trials and tribulations, in 2019 when he got SNL and then he didn't get SNL, for whatever reasons, because people misunderstood some of his jokes on his podcast, or maybe they understood them. I don't know. I didn't hear the damn things.
They're hard to find.
But at the end of the day, the goal was to make people laugh, to make people think. My degree is political science and sociology. I love politics.
Is
I
that
love
what
humanity.
it is?
Yeah. The idea of fame is horrifying. And I want people to understand that being famous fucking sucks. Eminem has a lot of lyrics about
There's a part of it. There's a part that's good, too.
The part of it that's good. Okay, the part of it's that's good is you might get seated at Nobu. Right? But the part of it's that's bad fucking is so much worse. The idea of fame as an overall desire or outcome is such a curse to wish for. You look at reality stars and you look at the depression rates amongst people who just seek fame with no discernible talents. Not that reality show has its own level of talents. I actually understand that. I think they're very difficult to do. But that desire just to be known, back in the day when you were rich, you were fat. Because people were like, oh, man, these people got to be rich. They're all fat. Right. And now, if you're rich, you're skinny. And now, if you're rich, you're hidden. And if you're broke, you're everywhere. So it's all kind of flipped on its head. And that's why I gained a lot of weight. I've been up and down with my weight for a long time.
You were about this size when I met you.
No, I know, but when I was about 100 pounds heavier than this, about 100 pounds lighter than this at one point in my life.
That's a big swing, Ben.
And, absolutely. And, of course, I broke every single one when I was at my highest weight. So when it comes to being on camera, you gain weight to not be seen. And that's kind of what I found myself doing, was gaining weight to be more hidden. And it's one of the biggest ironies of all time, because you're more seen than ever before, especially with the telescopes out there now. But that's why you do it. You gain weight to hide. And some people maybe lose weight to hide, but whatever. That's why I did it. And that's because fame was very scary. It's very, very scary. And, getting certain attention from...
And keeping the fame and how you don't want to lose it.
And then it warps the whole brain.
Yeah.
It makes your brain... It's because it's not sustainable, because it's not normal. You know what I'm saying?
See, when you get older like me and you got 20 years left to live, you think things are a little bit different, but I get it.
Right. Yeah.
No, meaning like... I think there comes a time...
Well, it's only sustainable because you're about to die.
Right.
Yeah.
Get in the box, guy. Get in the box.
Larry Lawton.
Get in the box.
Diamond
I think he's giving me my promo.
While he's still
he
here.
is a professional.
While he's still here, go get a box.
While he's still here.
Yes, indeed. Check out Larry Lawton's crooked diamond cigars.
Lighter.
Take it from him. They're worth your lungs. Wait, what? I don't know. Either way.
Ben is my pitch man. I'm loving this. I got bad pitch in my
He's your
run.
what, man?
Pitch.
Oh.
That was a bad pitch, though. I'm sorry. I'll come
Am
up
I
with something
catching?
better.
I got it.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm trying to get quick like him. Ben, I got some things we're gonna have a lot of fun. First of all, again, everybody, Ben Kissel, he was with the podcast on the left. where can people just follow?
I'm currently just Ben Kissel 1 right now.
Ben Kissel 1 on Instagram.
Floating in the ether. That's really the only one that I use. I don't.
You got to get more.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
You do care.
I'm off
You're
of my Facebook. I'm off of my
Ben,
Twitter.
you're a talented
I don't want
guy.
to do
You
the
care.
TikTok. I don't want to do anything. I want to do radio. I want to do podcasts. Do my talking head stuff. And social media is such a cesspool of bullshit.
But it's part of what we
I
do.
just do my Instagram. But it's because you got thicker skin than I do. You know, I got thick skin. I really do, actually. I've been taking care of myself for a long time. But what's the point? You don't need everything. Just one platform. Follow me on Ben Kissel 1. You're
trying to change the whole world, but I get I do get what you're saying, but I also you're right, because people say, Larry, I DM'd you, and I go, no, you didn't. He goes, yeah, I did. I go, no, you DM'd Nick. It's my podcast. He gets all the stuff.
Right. But if you're too everywhere, then no one knows where to find you.
That's good. It's a way to hide. You hide in the crowd.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that why you're
What?
putting on some
Pounds? Shut up, Nick.
Yeah. I can barely see him.
Yeah. See, I like it. That's why I'm trying to get guests who are bigger than me.
I know. I know.
So, Ben, what I want to say is there's friends and there's fans that I know that contact me because they knew I know you. And they said, what's going on? Did you read? And then I went down that rabbit hole myself.
Enjoy.
And I go, damn, that's when I text you. I said, you all right? Whatever you need.
I really appreciated that, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I got to say, when it comes to what happened in my experience, the messages that I got I just got so many nice messages. It was insane. I got thousands of DMs.
Love,
and it was just unreal. So thanks everyone that reached out and gave a little love. As I just said, how social media can be very,
but it can be good in its own way too.
Negative, but also is very positive.
So I don't confuse the audience. Nothing, but Ben's not dying or anything. He had a breakup with a business relationship. That's it. And he'll get into that another time. Are you going to have your own state? Are you coming back on air?
I'm definitely going to be doing something at some point. Absolutely. I mean, I love radio. I love podcasting. Again, I just want to make people laugh, make people think, have a good time. And I can't wait. And as soon as that happens,
how about come on here once a month and we talk about the news?
That sounds fantastic. It's done.
Because I would love to do it. Here's why.
Well, that's been kind of the strange thing about taking these past, 4 months or so off. Number one, the first few months I just didn't even look at the news because I felt like a regular person. It was just infuriating because I didn't have the capability to
voice your opinion and vent
into a microphone. And I don't really use social media for that. And then now I've been getting back into it, and I've been able to look at it almost through a different lens. So I think when I do come back, I'm going to have a lot more expertise and experience when it comes to just how I view the world and what I think is going on right now, because we are in some very
I'm going to talk to you about that, right? We're flipping switches. Because first of all, I want to shout out, and I never shout out. We talked about that the other day about the shout out to Connor, who's one of your biggest fans.
Oh, thank you, Connor.
And he's Billy's son, and they were close friends of mine. And when I tell you he loves you, I'm gonna take pictures. I'll send him. He just go crazy. And he's really, he can't wait to hear you again. That's why. And he is coming back. He's gonna come with me as much as we can.
And that's why
anytime you want.
Yeah, and that's why I love doing Sirius Radio, getting the calls. I was starting to really. I was doing a show called Hail Yourself. I'm starting to cultivate just a great call-in audience, and I love podcasting. And then I also love traditional radio because it's just so great to just have that relationship, have that communication.
But you do know. It's all of that stuff is crashing.
What's that?
Traditional TV,
no,
cable.
Cable is now just streaming. Streaming is just cable. Everything is just coming back to the way that it was. YouTube TV is $70 a month. It's called cable. It just happens to be streaming.
Is YouTube TV $70 a month?
Something like that. It's crazy.
And what am I
don't
paying?
watch TV.
What am I paying? I don't even know.
Yeah, a lot. But hopefully you get it for free.
No, you're paying premium, not YouTube TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Two different
So
things,
everything is just coming full circle. Radio wants to do podcasting. Podcasters want to have call-ins. It's all just going to be the exact same thing that it always has been, because what can you do with it? It's the same. You're talking into a fucking microphone.
It's content, is what it is.
It's the same damn thing they were doing, talking into tin cans when Johnny Cash was singing at Sun Records. So it's the same freaking thing, just a different medium.
A different thing, and I just think that as the older people go and more people are connected to the young, to the internet or whatever, because there's still people like my mother. She don't even know what the internet is.
God bless her.
Yeah.
She's so lucky. I've been playing Spider-Man 2.
You
Have you played it?
just
Not yet, no.
listen. This
I don't
man,
have a PS5.
Okay, I don't
I
wanna-
gotta buy one.
It's one of the most beautiful games I have ever seen. Anyway, you know
sorry.
Venom.
I told
You know
you.
Venom is involved, right? You know Venom is
Yeah,
involved.
yeah.
So
He's the biggest Spider-Man fan in the
Oh.
world.
Venom's a symbiote, right? And so
You know what that is?
and you know and you
He's
know
an alien.
that means that he can kind of connect, to people. And that I thought maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but the entire thing is
You're not.
is such
he's
an
loving it.
analogy. It's such an analogy for the hive mind that we're currently living in, where people are connected and they think, "Oh, I'm free, I'm stronger than ever," but in reality, they're dying inside. You're gonna love Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to buy a PlayStation 5.
There
for a
it
while
is. Wow, when I think of sticky hands, I think Larry Lawton.
Very good. Let me jump one thing on.
Now. You want to see me shoot? No, we don't.
Sir, you didn't get bit by a spider. What is that you're shooting exactly?
No, we don't.
I don't shoot anymore, Sam.
I dribble. You want to see
I
me
dribble.
dribble?
I can't go anywhere.
Yep.
Hey, Ben, I want to jump into politics a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
With the world of Satan and everything else. First of all, I had on my show the presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party. I don't know if you listen to
Who is that right
show.
now?
What was his name?
Mike
Mike Turbat.
Okay.
Turmat. Mike Turmat. Comes into the office, comes into my studio, nice suit and everything.
Best-
Say, assistant, I'm in shorts.
Yeah.
That's the way I do things.
Well, that's the number one mistake that he made. I don't know the guy. I'm sure he's just fine. But the greatest libertarian presidential candidate of all time was a dude named Vermin Supreme. Vermin Supreme used to wear a boot on his head. And he would wear this boot on his head because it was just showing how fucking ridiculous all this political bullshit is. And he's an actual genius. Vermin is just a very bright, very smart man. And he just has this big-ass boot that he wears on top of his head. Greatest libertarian presidential candidate ever. But anyway, that's my plug for Vermin Supreme, who I don't think ever actually made it on the ticket.
I don't think he did either.
No, but he should have.
Obviously, I get discussed. I used to be very big into politics. I was a young Republican, then I was a young older Democrat.
You kind of flipped it. Usually people start Dem and then go Republican.
No, you know what it is? Listen, I'm a liberal. I'm a very social liberal.
Right.
I could
Same here.
care less.
True liberalism.
Love it. True. You could do anything from drugs, sex, rock and roll, anything you want in your own, as long as you're not hurting a kid or hurting people. I don't care. Have fun. Fiscally somewhat conservative. I don't like when the government wastes money on stupid shit.
Which is what they do and what they're doing now.
Right. Now, here's my thing.
And forever.
We know, and I used to be a big follow of politics. I got away from it because I got sick and tired of it.
Of course.
Nick gave a great, I said, Nick, do you vote? He goes, no. And I go, why? He goes, because of you. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, he sees the people. He meets the people I meet. And I used to own politics. I had a mayor in my pocket. We changed city codes. We put a new council on the board, and we then changed the city charter.
That's awesome.
How fun.
It is fun.
Was it fun? It was very profitable.
It was very fun.
There was something I actually got to do way back in the day. It was a sizzle. For those not in the biz, it means something that never gets fucking picked up that you waste a bunch of money on.
Yep.
And I did. I went down to this place in Haddon. I think it was Haddon, New Jersey, and I put on a dress because in the city charter it said you can't dress in clothes of the opposite sex, and I had him remove that caveat from the law.
Good for you.
So I did a little bit of that myself, and I thought that was awesome.
You look bad at dress too?
I looked pretty good.
Oh, see, I did.
Yeah, I was actually looking pretty good back then. I got to drop a couple LBs again.
I could drop all the way in the world. I just don't look good.
Where's the footage?
It's private.
That's private.
It's in a hidden folder.
It's
Hidden folder.
You don't want to go there.
I can't wait for Larry's OnlyFans.
I don't dig around.
Oh, did you hear about that?
No.
I did a naked podcast.
You did.
Listen to this.
Tell me, was it on camera?
Oh yes.
Okay, great.
Now YouTube clean that.
Was it on this? Was it on here? Was it on this couch here?
No.
No. Okay.
You're good. It was actually at a swingers club called Secrets.
Okay.
I know the owner and an author and a manager, and we
Do
had.
they know when they name their club Secrets that everyone knows it's a swingers club? They always
Yes.
name it like
Yeah,
no,
that's great.
yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
It's very
My
well
dirty
known.
little secret.
No, there's no secret. It's just, but what it is, a very classy place.
Of course, yeah.
So we
But
did.
dirty as fuck.
Here was no, it was not dirty.
I'm
Very.
you mean like
Yes,
sexually dirty?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's having sex with each other.
What happened
Yeah, it was
was
kind of dirty there.
I thought for my 200th episode,
It's like it's
I would do
natural.
something different. So I told the audience at about 180 or whatever, something, we're going to do a naked podcast for 200. People ask, yes.
Good. Yeah.
But anybody in the room, everybody in that room had to be naked.
Oh, fun.
So I got 2 women, the manager of the club, myself, and Nick. So we all had to do this thing naked.
Oh, there you go.
And we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Well, that's real exciting there.
Contractually.
Yes, and
that's
he was a hard one. We had shows coming up. Yeah, I don't know if you heard.
Now, were
any
you
of it.
aroused during this, or I mean,
No.
you can't lose too much blood flow. You got to still got to be talking and things of that nature.
No, and I would lose a lot of brain because I'm big down there. And
Of course, yeah, of course.
No.
Yes,
So what
indeed.
happened, Ben? But
That's why they say I go stupid.
that's why I go stupid.
Yes, indeed. When Larry gets out of the shower, you can follow him straight to his cell.
To his cell. Yeah, but he goes right back to prison. Jesus, Ben. So anyway, politics. Let me get back to it. I just had to show it because we were talking about podcasts for a second there. So I did some crazy stuff. And I'm very socially liberal. That's why I meant.
Yeah.
That's where that came from.
Of course.
We have a president today that I think is pretty much dementia. I really do.
I mean, it just comes with that age.
It does.
It's not like a mathematics. It's not that
He
difficult.
should lean into it. I think I'd like him better if he leaned into it.
Maybe.
And then you have another guy on the other end who's a wacko. I mean, you got Trump.
Probably early onset dementia.
Why?
Yeah. Why? But why?
Yeah.
You know, he argued like a 5th grader.
It's really quite sad, and that's, it's
Why-
going to lead to lower voter turnout, which is really what they all want.
I'm
in
not
many
showing
ways.
up. Yeah.
And it's in this case, it's the lesser of two evils, I suppose, applies. But it really is just such a mindfuck for the American people right now, and they
For the
can't
world.
understand why these parties can't figure out or find a candidate that matters. And the reason that they can't is because the Peter Thiels of the world, who supported J.D. Vance in Ohio, that got him elected into the Senate, it's the billionaire class, the oligarch class, that props up these individuals, and the illusion of choice is exactly what it is. Voting matters on a local level, on a state level, absolutely. And on a federal level, it does as well. But don't forget, we're voting between, I'm not going to steal South Park's analogy, but it's too fast food. It's too crap. The options are shit, and we do have a choice of which one we want to eat. But we don't get the whole buffet. We're at the old country buffet, and the only thing we're allowed to get is the dirty ass cherry tomatoes and a fucking nasty ass cut olive, and that's what we get to choose from. We don't get that carved up beautiful prime rib that everybody goes to
and
OCB
a slice
for.
of orange and stuff.
Exactly. So
You
the
do eat
illusion of
oranges.
choice.
Don't eat the oranges, Larry.
I do.
From OCB. From
He's a garnish. He's
Yes,
a garnish
I do.
off the drinks.
Yeah, from Golden Corral. I go there for the oranges. You do. But that's the problem.
I ain't anything.
So your vote does matter. They do count your vote for president, but the options are already picked and chosen for you. And that's, one of the biggest problems with our corporate corrupt capitalist system right now is that the oligarch class completely picks and chooses who's going to be on top of the ticket. And that's why we have what we have. And that was technically where Trump was supposed to come in 2016, and he kind of shook it up because he said because he said he was the oligarch class who was buying and paying for everything. So they're like, well, yeah, it's absolutely horrible. The system's horrible, but he's the wizard behind the curtain. All right, now we're going to get to the truth. And then, of course, he has his whole series of different debts that he pays off to a series of different people. So it's exceptionally frustrating that we live in a nation where the combined age of the candidates, I believe it's going to be 156 then. It's just fucking nuts.
More than that, because it's going to be
He's 80 and
81.
76, right? It's at 100.
I think he's going to be whatever.
Whatever,
You're right,
I don't know
close.
math, something like
Close.
that. So I think people are just immensely turned off. But local elections, those matter immensely, more than ever before in a lot of ways. But then, of course, with gerrymandering and redistricting, it makes it extremely
now you
difficult.
get it. We're going to go on that topic in a minute. But the reason I say because living in this country and being, I lived in New York, I live in Florida, in the service, I lived in various states. So I look at it and I say, well, we are such a divided. I've never seen the
But we're
country
not that
divided
divided.
in my life, though.
It's the technocrats as well that are dividing us, right? Because the algorithms just feed you exactly what you want. So all of us are still infants when it comes to the social media world. So we're all this came out in 2007. It's 2023. Again, I'm not good with math, but let's figure we're in our late teens, right? And so we're like, oh, I like burgers. And then imagine your parents just being like, burgers every day, 3 meals a day, because you're fucking stupid. And that's all they do is give us the burger that we want. And that's another way that, the technological side of it, the technocrat side of it is, they are just spoon feeding us the one narrative that they want us to believe in, or that we already believed in, and they just spoon feed us the same narrative in order to strengthen that. So it's just coming from all over the place, and then people wonder, why are we divided? It's not on accident. Also, remember all the good things that happen to you every single day when you're walking through Target, when you're walking through Walmart, when you're in McDonald's. 95% of all interactions are pleasant. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
For the most part, people are fucking nice to each other, right? So
and they don't know what party, person, or what their politics
They don't give a
is.
shit. So why do all we see is people yelling, screaming, bitching, fighting? That's all that social media is.
Negativity works, that.
Exactly. But that also rots the brain, because people look at this piece of shit and think it's more real than this conversation that we're having right here. If I read something about you right now, Larry, on this, I might trust it more than what you just fucking told me.
It's like that Charleston White fucks dogs. Remember that? Where everyone was like, Charleston White has sex with animals.
We don't know. And now Charleston White has to say, I don't have sex with animals.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, why the fuck does this guy fuck animals?
Yeah.
Because you got to come out and say, I don't fuck animals.
Yeah.
That's politics 101.
He's
that's
like,
all
guys,
you got
I
to
don't.
do.
I don't
like,
answer
guys,
that crap,
He's like, guys,
personally,
it's
I
literally
love it.
impossible to have sex with a cat. Like, I don't know why I have to tell you that.
How the
Well, how
hell
does he know that?
That's what he's
Exactly.
like.
But how does he know that?
I don't know, bro.
That
Like,
reminds me.
And they were like, Charles, you dug yourself into a corner.
Dude, every small town has a cat fucker, right? I'm from a town called Stevens Point, Wisconsin. There was this guy, I won't say his name. He was older. He would fuck cats. He would throw them in the lake. We all knew it.
How do you know he fucked cats? Go
we
back to
all
that.
knew it.
Oh, this is going really off.
Yeah, but I'm telling
But I love
you,
it.
every small town has a guy that's just like, oh yeah, Stu, he shits on pumpkins, and then everyone's just like, oh yeah, okay. Every small town has one person where you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Why is this? And they're
And
just
they all
like,
know the house, too.
and they all know, and they all just like, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what he does.
I remember Mr. Crumb used to do bicycles. Oh, he was like that creepy old guy, and you'd hear something. Oh, really? Oh, it got to be. He was the night crawler, the guy people see at night and stuff. Where the hell did that
Mr.
guy
No,
get
that's
involved?
was
that's
the
the town
nicest
creep.
person. Yeah.
What, you don't arrest him? No, that's his job. He's the creep. I almost miss him if he wasn't staring at me in the shower.
Back to politics. Back to politics.
That is
We never
It
left politics.
Okay, guys. Okay,
Sounded like Donald.
Ben,
and-
you and I are probably
Joe
politically aligned, meaning we're very socially
Yeah.
liberal and very political. I don't know your conservative stance, but whatever it is, or isn't. Why do you think we don't have a third party? I mean, it has been so much time. I've never seen a better time in my life around 62 years.
Ballot access is extremely expensive and extremely difficult. To get on each state's ballot is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. And I'm going to say the word rigmarole because that's what it is. You got to go through, Larry, this would be good for you. It's a lot of paperwork. So you could be good with the paprework, but you got to do that in all 50 states. You got to get approved in all 50 states.
They
It
applied
takes
for that. They've
so
done that. I've talked to the president of the
Libertarian
Florida
Party
Libertarian
Libertarian Party loses states all the time. Democrats or states change their charter all the time.
It's money, isn't it?
It's all money. So it's extremely, extremely difficult to get any viable third party. Also, you look at 92, Ross Perot got 19 million fucking votes and didn't get one electoral college vote. So there needs to be proportional representation. So
I did not know that. I knew he had 19 million, but
How
I
do you
did not
get
even
19 million votes?
and no electoral votes.
Not one. So that's a winner-take-all, which needs to be done away with. In the primaries, some states do proportional representation. But in the general, if you win by one vote, you get every single one of those electoral college votes. And so it's just...
Is that every state, Ben?
That's every state. So
I'm
that's
trying
why
to- I used to
you want to
know,
get to, I think it's 275.
Right.
And
270, I think it was.
And 270, whatever. And in order to do that, it really becomes a lot easier when all you have to do is solidify one solid base of people, know that they're going to go vote, and let's say you win 49%, and you do that in 26 states, boom, you're the president of everyone, but of course
That is
you're
not true. Because Trump lost the vote count against Hillary
Well, that's
Clinton.
because of like California and states that are larger.
New York.
Speaking of
Right, I was
telling you that.
election fraud.
The who?
I said, speaking of election fraud.
Oh, doing that? That's a Donald Trump move.
Find me some votes.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, just find me some
that's
votes.
great.
Listen to me, better no. Find me 11,209. It wasn't find me some. Give me the right
the
number.
problem. The dude is too on the nose.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think there's election fraud in your state, but I need 11,922, whatever that was.
That's such
I go,
a shit
get
show.
out of here. That's
Such a
like
shit
yeah.
show.
Oh, what a shit show.
But the worry now, obviously, is we have a land war in Europe. We have the atrocities going on in Gaza. We have the Biden administration bombing the Houthis, which I'm sure the blowfish are upset about. So we are on the brink of World War III.
Ukraine and Russia.
That's the land war in Europe. And so we're on the brink of World War III, and it could pop off like that. Anthony Blinken was saying this is the closest he's seen to World War since 73. And we got Joe Biden. Or Donnie Trump. They would be
Boy, he's so
theoretically in charge here, right? And obviously there's the shadow government. This would have to be run by the military, right? By generals and things of that nature, who certainly, when they see they're hammers and they see the world as a bunch of nails. So it's a scary time when you look at the options we have for president and what's happening in the world. This is not fun.
But I'll give pushback on that. I just came from...
Also, that Hooties and the Blowfish joke really needed to get a laugh.
I was going to say, what'd you call him?
Hootie and the Blowfish. Here's when he said
It's a
the
band.
Houthis are the people in Syria. Or Syria.
Yeah, they're the ones that are aligned with Iran.
Right, and they're bombing.
The Hootie and the Blowfish.
You don't know Hootie and the Blowfish?
Jokes are funny if you explain them.
Hootie and Blowfish.
Check
Eddie's
out-
a golfer.
Check out
Hey,
Larry Lawton's
you could've-
fucking diamond
You
cigars.
could have let it go over my head.
Darian
These
Ruckus,
cigars
you know-
are
I
worth
knew
getting
that.
cancer over.
So it wasn't funny.
Do you know who Darius Ruckus is?
No, I don't know any of these people,
Just fucking
Larry.
Darian Ruckus is the
Just
lead
fucking
singer.
forget it. I thought about it. I was like, this is going to hit so big.
He
And
hit
then-
it. It tanked.
No, I mean, it didn't. Well, that's what's happening with the wars, isn't it?
It tanked.
Yeah.
Tanks.
No, tanks. This war isn't about tanks. This war will be about buttons.
Oh.
This war will be about
We got the
buttons.
biggest. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
that's
I'm just
Trump.
kidding, guys. I don't know what kind of buttons we
but
have.
yes.
Yes, I agree.
don't know what kind of
Well,
buttons we have.
Let me go
Well,
into...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No,
they
yeah.
they updated, it's called like the Doom clock.
What?
It's called like
We should not have
it's
a clock like
It's
that.
just like literally, if it strikes midnight, the whole world's going to explode, right?
They did that
They
Y2K.
They just moved it up to like 90 seconds till midnight. I'm just fucking move it back. What are you doing?
what are you
You're the
doing?
one who was
Yeah.
move it. Let's get 30 minutes. Let's do 30 minutes to midnight.
But
But
don't
again,
fuck with that hand. Do not
there's gonna be
fuck
a
with that
lot.
hand. Whoa, whoa.
Don't fuck with the hand.
Put the ladder away.
Yeah, push that. Don't you touch that big hand.
Don't touch it. There's a lot of money to be made in war.
Oh, how about the Cheney gang and all that
they're
during
gonna love it.
Iraq and Iran? I can go
That's
into all
horrible.
that. Here's my pushback on all of what you're saying.
Everything.
No, yes,
The Hootie and the Blowfish joke, mostly.
no. That I can deal with because I know Darius Ruckus. He was a golfer and I like that.
Oh, nice.
Ben, I used to be deep into politics. I mean, every day the news, CNN, and I do them all. And since pretty much him, he's been with me a year and a half to almost 2 years, whatever. I literally, Ben, don't care. I don't watch. I watch one news maybe three
Yeah,
times a
I don't
week.
watch- I don't-
I'll watch David Muir, ABC World News Tonight, 30 minutes, and I hate it because there's so many commercials. In the
There's
middle,
so many
I say,
commercials.
out, I'm done. I can't take this.
I'm hanging out with my folks, and so I've been watching nightly news because that's what
Good
you do
luck.
when you're
Right,
70.
yeah.
And dude, there's maybe 11 minutes of air quotes news. I don't know it's like what happened. It's like the television version of a magazine.
And near the
It's
end,
all
too. It's
ads.
all near the end, yo. And they keep pumping that last good story.
And the last good story is about a fucking cat that's super old. And I'm like, I don't care.
Remember when I got actually genuinely confused? I was like, are we watching an infomercial with different ads?
Right.
Like, is this an ad channel?
But those ads
Yeah.
are also,
They really did.
don't forget the ads, as you know, are what pays the bills.
I know, but
So God forbid they have a story on Northrop Grumman, or God forbid they have a story on
yeah,
Norfolk
something
Southern,
important.
with what happened with East Palestine, Southern border, whatever it is. They're never going to run those ads because the financier don't want them to.
And they are so bought and paid for. It is true, all of that. I just came, Nick, Ben, I just came back from Nicaragua, a third world communist country, because of my cigars. I had the best. We filmed, I can't even tell you how many hours, and met all the owners of companies, and we really, really did a good.
How were the cigars?
You're right there, baby. You
can't wait.
We're going to light one up right now. But you don't mind, do you?
You can light one up.
You don't want to right now?
I don't want to get sick on camera. What if it doesn't work well?
Let's wait.
Yeah.
You can just enjoy it.
Bad marketing.
Bad marketing. No, yeah, that would be real. Cut, Nick. Cut. We don't cut, but cut that. But, we went there, and what I learned is, Nick, I'll tell you, it was unbelievable to be in a third world communist country. And, boy, I walked back through the gates and customs in Miami.
And
when I tell you,
wow,
Ben,
LA was worse. Holy
LA,
shit.
LA Skid
Holy
Row was
cow.
literally worse.
Wow.
You lived in LA. You still live in LA.
Yeah, I see it.
How did it? I was with a couple of people. We had a driver, we had interpreters, we had all that.
Yeah.
And thank you again, Oliva. Really hooked me up. I can't believe that we in this country have a Skid Row that's literally worse than a third world communist country. I would not walk down Skid Row. You know it.
Yeah.
I did. Did you know I did? And I went in a tent and I interviewed people. I don't know if you know
That's
that
amazing.
video.
Yeah, I used to do that in New York, but it wasn't
Nothing like Skid
I was
Row.
younger. I was also
And nothing like Skid
everyone
Row.
was quite nice. Yeah, it's
And
different.
Nothing like Skid Row.
Right. It's not just a fun band name anymore.
It is I cannot believe they have RVs there.
the
you don't
thing
want to buy
is-
one of those.
It's a multi-billion-dollar business, homelessness, and it's really quite sad because the bureaucracy takes all the money. So in San Francisco, for example, if you're homeless, you get $600 a month. That's not enough to pay for rent, right? So it's all
Right for alcohol.
because the middle class is gone, right? So as soon as housing went up, as soon as the tech companies come in, Austin's going to see it. Every place where tech goes, they're going to see it. The wealth discrepancy is going to skyrocket, and then they're going to give them little peanuts, little pebbles, and really all you can do with that is sustain habits, and you're not going to be able to. You can't save money on the fucking streets. That doesn't make any sense, So it's just
so
the
true.
bureaucracy is. That's why it'll never be solved. It can be solved in a heartbeat.
It could with all the tech giants out there, money to spend and give them a bit, make them build housing. Do a lot. There's so many.
There's so many empty houses.
There is so many ways to really. You're right.
And the sad thing is, in Los Angeles, there's a large percentage that are former vets, and they were promised all this housing. It was supposed to be in like 5 or 6 years ago. They're still waiting, and these are people that serve the country. So it's not an accident. These things just don't happen. They didn't happen for a reason before,
Do you really
and that's
think
because there were
people are that
safety nets.
evil? Do you think people are that evil?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you
because
put a
once
law
money gets
where-
involved, it's like when Reagan got rid of all mental institutions and every single facility. Where did
And
they
the
go?
war on drugs is the biggest mistake this
Right.
country ever made.
The people don't evaporate; they go to the streets. They're mentally ill.
Yeah, and
You know?
and like 60% of them don't have IDs, no identification. How are they getting paid? How are they going to get?
There's
put
no
in a
way to
house?
get
You
paid.
can't-
There's nothing that their
you
options
can't.
are so limited.
Yeah, and
They
they're not
can't get
intelligent.
housing,
Sadly, they're
you
not
can't-
intelligent.
you
enough
can't
to
get a
try to fight the
job.
system.
Well, or
That guy didn't know his
isn't it-
name
isn't it-
anymore.
Oh, you mean that guy?
Yeah.
No, but
interviewed?
it's not about
Yeah.
a question of intelligence. It's a question of incentive.
Yeah.
If you are getting $600 a month in San Fran, for example, what is the incentive to go? It's scary, the idea of
But
getting out
Ben,
of
what
that
do you?
system.
You can't also give them a house or give them this.
No,
there
but
has
you
to be
shouldn't-
something to drive
There needs
somebody.
to be programs.
Right.
There needs to be education. But
Well,
they
that's
don't
what I
want
said. Intelligence. That's what I just said.
The
And-
bureaucracy, if they eradicate homelessness, they've just put themselves out of a job, which is the same reason.
as the drug war.
Yes, and it's the same reason Congress is never going to pass term limits. They would have to be fucking stupid too if you're a congressman and you vote yourself out of a job. Because
they're not pure.
obviously
They really
they
are.
don't want. It wasn't supposed to be this way. You were supposed to go, check in, check out.
No,
go
help
back
your
to be the
communities.
manager.
Go back, represent
Yes,
your area.
exactly.
Go back and go back to your farm
But
or
so
whatever you
it's-
did.
If it's
Your plantation with your slaves.
It's counter to
How good was that?
sadly enough, human nature is what it is, and it's very self-driven. And people are always going to look out for themselves first, and that's why when people are nice and compassionate, it's a bit of a surprise.
But no,
in some
I'm going to
ways,
push back
it's not
on that one,
natural.
Ben, because I see a lot of nice, compassionate people. Like
Of
you
course.
said, they don't show it. The media don't pick that up.
Right.
I almost wanted to start a news channel with nothing but positive news.
Yeah, they've tried that. No one watches it.
Yeah, that's what's
Although that's
Nobody
not true.
watches
The
it.
dodo. I watched the dodo on Instagram.
What is the dodo?
It's cute animals and shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
It's animals.
It's
yeah.
just animals,
Baby animals.
penguins,
making
flirting.
friends. It's like a tiger making a friend with like a dog.
Yeah, it's really cute.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, the dodo's great.
How long can you watch that?
Oh,
So why are you trying to make a positive news
I'm not
channel?
talking, see, I'm not talking. I'm talking about a movie. How about all the times a fireman rescues a kid out
Do you
of the
remember
house?
the
That's
time?
Right.
How about a time where
Do you remember
operation
when we were watching
saved
the news?
somebody, a mother or somebody in a hospital?
Do you remember
So many positive
when we were
things.
watching the news
True.
and they document or you know they had this couple's getting married today and you're like, get this fucking joke off the TV.
Oh, yeah.
You were pissed.
I mean,
it was the
technically,
happiest
I don't-
news you could have
No,
watched.
because that is not what I'm talking about.
I don't even want to bring it up because I really don't want to bring it up, but I'm going to.
I know you will.
That's the thing with Taylor Swift and Travis. Everyone's so mad that they like each other. And I'm neutral. I like
Yeah.
football. And it is a little obnoxious, all the coverage. But the idea of
I
them
like
liking
her.
each other, I don't give a great.
Yeah,
Have
I mean,
at
whatever.
it. But people are nauseated by the.
I'm
by it.
not. I'm a Swiftie.
And there you go. I know.
I love a girl that works hard and gave $1 million to 50 truck drivers in her tour and
love
made them
that.
all
For
millionaires.
bonuses.
I love that.
For
Is that
bonuses.
amazing?
My dad was a truck driver. I
For
love
bo-
truck
I
drivers.
and they-
loved what
it
she
was a
did.
bonus on
A
top
bonus.
of their payment.
That's great.
And
that's
she
another-
pays more than anyone else in the industry.
Listen,
That's another
we
job
did a
that's
whole
about to be
show on
gone,
her,
but-
and I don't mean Travis Kelce, you know. We did a whole show on her. Yeah. She owns now Kansas City Chiefs.
Basically.
But yeah, she draws more than
It's
they
all
do.
set up.
But I really listen. We can get at her. I did a whole show on her about her positivity, her work ethic,
Sure.
how she treats people, how she handled that Kanye West incident.
was
is what
crying.
made her.
Oh, my God.
He
She
was
shut
crying.
up and let the industry kill him.
He was crying over the Eras tour. He was sitting right there crying.
Really?
I was on acid too, Nick.
No.
Oh, you were? Okay.
I was on acid.
No.
Well, that's good. Yeah, cry.
I love
No,
it.
I went to
he
go
was reading her profit margins. That's what he was doing.
that'll do
The
it.
Eras tour was on, and he was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, I did do that.
What is going on?"
That's what He loves paperwork on acid. What do you do?
Oh my God!
You know, I watch a couple of trippy films, maybe stare at a tree. I mostly do data.
Push
But
Excel
data
spreadsheets?
code, yeah.
No, the best thing to do on acid is actually masturbate when you're on your way down.
Well, there you go.
We get it. We get
No,
it.
no, it is. It really, and I
get
tell
it.
people
Every
don't
show.
understand that.
Secrets.
It's your best
'cause
tip.
that's
That's your
the-
best tip, dude.
It is the best tip because once you do it, you feel like you'll buy. It's a nerve drug.
Dude, that's my first tip. My second is don't go to prison.
But anyway,
and if you go to
let
prison,
me get back to
do that
because
in
I got
prison.
off. Okay, Ben. So I don't watch politics because I'm sick of it. And you know what I learned? What was going on a year and a half ago? Let's say I picked up in about 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
After just watching a show and saying, I'm glad I don't watch this shit.
It's the
and being
same shit over
and
over.
over again. And you know
Numbs
that
you.
the world's gonna end. This is gonna happen. That you know, I think weathermen get a hard on whenever there's a hurricane. Oh my God, the world's ending. Poor old people are freaking out like my mother. Put the shutters up. Mom, the storm is in Texas.
I've been living in LA for a little while, and there's been some rain. Oh man, the weather people have been treating it like it's about to be Hurricane Katrina.
They're
meets the
jerking off
Japanese
on acid,
tsunami.
is what they're doing.
They're
Yeah.
just freaking out, and then you look out the window, and it's just like it's a nice little storm. It's a nice little rainstorm. Thank you, rain. We needed that. We have so it's either fire or like God forbid rain.
Do you like living in LA?
That's fine.
What do you
fine.
think about the taxes and shit?
I mean, it's not fine. That's not fine. And again, only if they allocated the funds differently. If they would allocate
Right.
the funds to good things, I would be fine with it. I'm not against paying taxes. It's just the
Me either,
allocation
yeah.
federally goes to war, and the allocation locally in a state like California just goes to, again, just corrupt bureaucrats
Oh,
who
my
don't
God.
do anything. Why are the roads shit? Why is the education shit?
When
Everything
you pay
is
the highest
shit.
taxes in the country.
Exactly. So
Or New York and you.
that's
I
the
mean,
problem.
Of course.
If everything was unbelievable, then I would say, well, I guess it's working. But it's not. So.
Your prediction on this year's election right now, as it stands today.
Assuming both live,
Yeah.
I I don't know.
Don't say that. You'll be investigated.
Oh, I'm not. No, that's just numbers.
No, I've
That's
done
just a
that.
straight
I've
statistic.
said something.
No, but you said that you were going to murder one of them.
No.
He's just giving normal statistics that they're gonna drop dead.
No, I didn't say that.
I mean, the average age
I
is what,
said
75. So
I
both
said
of
she
them are over.
should be.
No, you said
I do
would-
not
you
like
said
how the
I would
vice
kill
president.
her.
The vice president we have to me is
Just double down on it. Let's
Yeah,
just
that's
get.
what I'm
Oh, GG.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
just- oh,
See
what?
what you did to me?
Oh, NSA?
You know what? Because that lady has lied, kept inmates in prison. I can tell you, I researched
Yeah,
more
I
than you
know.
ever know. 1,000 people stayed in prison when she had DNA evidence. You wouldn't let them out. She's a political piece of shit. Oh, I'm not
No, you're
gonna
allowed
say what
to
I want
say
to
that.
say.
You're allowed to say that.
I can. I can't say what I want to do.
My prediction is the American people are going to deserve better based upon whoever it is.
But where do you
What a
think?
good
Where do you,
prediction.
Yeah.
What a great weatherman
You are a
prediction.
politician yourself.
No, that was a weatherman
I got
right
1
there.
point.
That was a
It might
weatherman.
fucking rain.
Oh,
I
it
don't
might
know.
rain.
It might rain.
I got 1.8%. Brooklyn Borough president. Don't forget.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, I ran
Ooh.
against Eric Adams. I got 1.8%, 6,000 votes.
Woo.
In Brooklyn.
Did you?
Yeah, I ran against Eric
I
Adams.
love that. How could
Yeah,
you do that without a residency there?
No, I was living there. I ran in 2017 when I was still living in Brooklyn.
You were in Brooklyn then?
Yeah, I was in Brooklyn.
Where
for
in Brooklyn?
20 years. I was in Williamsburg.
Oh, because you know I live in Bensonhurst.
Yeah.
I was Bensonhurst, Bay Ridge area.
We could do this all day.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Bed-Stuy,
I love
yeah.
that.
I was first started in Bed-Stuy and then Williamsburg.
And now, 1 year, 20 years when Bed-Stuy was
2000
terrible?
No, I guess 15 years, 2005 to
Because
2020.
Bed-Stuy back in my day was, who you didn't go
It was
there.
changing a little bit, but it was still pretty rough. I was off the Bedford Nostrand, stop off the G.
Oh, the
and I was
Nostrand.
portering because I had no money at all. So I was portering at bars. And yeah, I just had to be very polite.
What's
That's when
portering?
it's when you just take care of the bar after they close.
Oh, okay.
So just sweep up, do everything
Yeah, he's
after
bar
close.
back. It's kind of bar back.
Yeah, bar backing, portering. But one of the lessons that you always hit on, and which is so important, is just to be kind of nice and chill. And that's just kind of what I.
And you know what happens?
Because
People
it's
see
vital.
it. People see it. You find your way. Before you know it, you find your passion, which you did.
Right.
Which is great. So you're a politician. You're not going to say who you think would win.
I
You get
honestly have
Biden
no
and
idea.
Trump.
Well, they say if Trump gets
Forget what the
found
polls
guilty,
say.
I don't. It's just so sad.
What is he guilty? Here's my thing: as a guy who does
just
the law
so
so much, what do you? I don't see where he's guilty in a way to go to prison. Anything. Now, don't get. Listen,
I have no idea.
He said, I shouldn't have these.
oh,
He said, I know I shouldn't have these, so
I
don't
think
tell
he-
anyone. They're all
he's
just
his
recording
worst
them.
enemy when it comes.
He's
to
just his worst. He's
Yeah,
just
I
so
love it.
stupid
Yeah.
that it's if. I feel like if they don't, if they feel, these prosecutors have massive egos, and now the
Yeah.
prosecutor's office has become a political stepladder, right?
Totally.
Which it was never supposed to be that way, but it is. And so once you bring politics into prosecution, they're looking at him saying this stupid shit. Everything is so grandiose and everything is so on the nose that they feel politically that it's advantageous for them to prosecute him, even if it doesn't go anywhere. So it's going to get. I mean, do you know who Fannie Willis is? Did you know about her before? No, and no one else would.
Yeah,
So.
prosecutors and all the U.S. attorney, not U.S. state attorneys.
Yeah,
and stuff
it's
like
all
that. Listen, I mean, listen. What he's done. It's sad that we're in a state of this country that what he has done, even the stuff you hear out of his mouth, forget legal or not legal,
Right.
that people are supporting him at that level.
It's interesting. I mean, you go back to Watergate, and it's cute. Like Richard Nixon, he was never impeached. They
know.
threatened to impeach him, and
I
he
know.
resigned because he was like,
Absolutely.
"I wouldn't have." That's so much of a. I don't know why he sounds like JFK. It's a shame. He was so upset that it would be such a shame to be impeached. And
I am
Watergate
not a
was
crook.
the Watergate was so it was adorable by today's standards. It's nothing.
Oh,
compared
and
to
that
today's
and that
standards.
and that is actually taping the headquarters of the Democratic Party.
Right.
That's what he did.
And then they
wiretapped
wanted to
them
go
so he
get
knew what the hell
records.
they were doing.
I know him from Zombies.
Oh yeah.
That's really the only way I know that man.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, well,
check
that's a little history you should know.
Check them out on Laugh-In.
But
Also, the new show Laugh-In, everybody, with Ruth Buzzy.
Oh, don't do this to me. Dick Cavett.
Yeah, the best.
Okay, so going back to your politics end of it, you don't know, I mean, who do you want? You're willing to say. You don't have to.
I mean, not Trump, that's for sure, and not Joe. But it's going to be whatever. It's
Personally,
I am going to. I'm just going to think about this. I know I have. I don't know. It pisses me.
Look at you.
Off.
You are confused. I never seen you.
It pisses me off because the entire thing is so bad, and so I don't know.
You know, Ben.
It's just really sad.
I love
The whole thing makes me very sad. So again, vote. Local elections matter. Find out who your council people are. Find out who the judges are running. Find out who the sheriff is that's running. Find out your local senators, your state congressmen, congresswomen. Find out those people and vote without a doubt for those people.
Those are the person who's going to put a stoplight at your street when somebody gets killed.
Exactly. And that's what really matters the most because, as we mentioned, basically the policy, a lot of the policy that's being created at a federal level is literally created by corporations. And the politicians sign off of it, and that's it. They've actually had mistakes where it'll be letterhead from the corporation that created the legislation, and they'll still have the letterhead on the bill. So the federal government isn't as important as people. It is important, but it's not as important to your personal life as media would make it seem.
The federal government in my mind is that back years ago they used to talk the debt. You don't even hear about it. $31 trillion.
Exactly.
It's a joke.
What does it even mean?
It means
what does
nothing.
it mean? What is 31 trillion?
You know what it means? I'll tell you what it means. I told someone, a friend of mine goes, wow. I said, hold on. You said that 25 years ago.
Right.
Is your life better? He goes, yeah. My life's better. So when we had Bill Clinton in 1992 or 4, and he balanced the budget, and now you have where it's so out of whack,
right?
31 trillion, and zero debt.
We had zero debt at one time?
Zero debt.
In 2000.
No, it was 90. It was 94. Clinton was the last one to do it.
No, I know, but I believe in 2000
had no
when he
debt?
left office.
Oh, when he left off, whatever it was. Yeah. No debt.
That was the new
And now there's
Congress
31 trillion.
I mean, I don't.
What's the number?
It's like you can
Let Mr. Beast try to count to that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter,
It's like you can drown in a puddle, or you can drown in the ocean. Either way, we're drowning. I don't know the difference.
My point is, I don't even buy that anymore because they talked about how back then, now it's great. 20 years later, 23 years later, that's going crazy. Every year, the world's going to hit the fan. Our debt, our rating.
It's all a fake game.
It's a fake game. Nobody cares.
Just keep doing it.
China might own debt. What are they going to come here and take it? What are they going to start a war with us? No, they need us. We are the most two countries that are dependent on each other. Period.
Yeah.
For manufacturing and for consumer goods.
It would be nice if we would stop taking cues as far as what we accept as a society from China, because they've altered our media, they've altered our entertainment, because they are the biggest market, right? So if you make a film and it pops in China, oh my fuck!
We
America,
are the biggest consumers.
You are making it.
But we're the biggest consumers.
No,
still.
China.
No, money-wise, we are still we buy more than any other country. Look it up.
I'll look it up.
Look it up. Look it up on your phone.
I love this.
I
yes.
love. Who?
Dodo.com. Oh, look at that. An alligator just befriended a turkey.
Yes.
Isn't that wild?
He didn't eat him.
Thanksgiving.
Don't matter. Hey, here's my concern and why I'm really pissed at. And I know probably you are 100% right. No, Ben is 100.
No, he says, "Shut the fuck up, Thor."
Oh!
I don't pay you to think.
He's starting. We're big South Park fans.
I love South Park.
Well,
we
Mickey.
do the only good
Mickey.
thing during the pandemic, which was breaking my entire heart, and that's a whole nother episode that we'll do later.
We will.
But the only good thing was I got to watch every South Park episode because I
Yes.
hadn't watched it in years, and I
That's
was
what me and
like,
Katie
"Oh my
did.
god, dude! Trey and Matt are just such fucking
Jesus.
icons. I love them. I like
Yeah.
they saved my, they was
I'm a
laughing.
little bit disappointed in one thing.
I am too. I'll agree.
He's gonna agree with it.
The only bad part about the show.
Because we
little
love
offensive.
all the clips with the Jonas Brothers, Mickey Mouse kicks their ass. Mickey, the
Oh, yeah,
corporate
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He's the best.
Did that get pulled?
No, I played that episode before a corporate one of our team meetings.
Yeah.
I played the
he
one
said,
where he
meeting
beats,
tomorrow, boys, and then sends that clip where he's
where
beating the
Mickey Mouse beats the shit out of the
Yeah,
Jonas
yeah.
Brothers. And
They're
they
all in
go,
prison and shit.
Yeah, no, not prison. Oh, that was the China episode with Randy
it's-
Marsh.
It's different. Okay.
Oh, we can go on. Our South Park is one of our favorites.
Yeah,
St. Gillis and South Park is always on our TV.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me get back to something. So what's really got me disappointed, so to speak, everything doesn't shock me, is that the Democratic Party or any party can't see that Joe Biden is this out of it, and they don't put up at least a challenge.
I think that
put
they do see.
somebody up there to go against. Listen, there's a reason for a primary.
No, they do see it, but they don't want anybody else because, honestly, if he has dementia, it's easier for them. You just put the piece of paper in front of him and tell him to sign it. You move his fucking hand for him. I mean, there was that one dude. I should know his name. Doug? Don? Whatever. There's Phillips. I think his last name was Phillips. He was running with the Democrats.
Don Phillips?
Something like that. But he had an event. I think it was Vermont.
I heard.
No one showed up.
Yeah.
Not one person. And his tweet was the saddest tweet of all time. He said, sometimes you build it and they don't come.
You build it, they will come.
They didn't go. Drop out.
Oh, he must have.
What a night. You got all these donuts.
I can get event. I guarantee I'll get some people there.
Of course. Of course.
But, I just think it's just so sad.
It's so sad.
It was
No,
sad.
that is
like a little
it's
puppy
sad. That
sad.
these parties, let's face it, the powers that be on both parties, whether it's the Koch brothers or the Soros or whoever it is, I don't care.
They all go to the same party. They all have the same
they
weekend
do.
resort.
We know that.
Yeah.
But somebody's not saying, we're looking pretty bad. We're letting a dementia, an 82-year-old dementia patient, and a 76-year-old crazy man be our representatives of the world. This is now a world economy. Let's face that. Everybody says, let's be America again. No, you idiot. We're not America again, and we're never going to be America. It's a world economy. Get used to it. That's the end of it. We're not going to supply and pay China wages.
I learned
the Marshall Plan,
when we went
course.
over that the whole world is looking at us confused, too. The Nicaraguans were like,
Yes.
what is going on?
Oh,
with
I
your
know.
two
Every
choices?
time I-
third world
And then-
country.
I know.
And then the Belgians were like, what is going on with your choices?
Every time I've
We met
traveled
these
overseas, it's fascinating because it used to be. So when I would travel overseas under Bush, people were just fucking angry. They're like, fuck Bush, war criminal. Couldn't agree more. And now it's actually flipped where I feel like people are almost empathetic.
They are.
Where they're just
totally
like,
are.
guys, I want to let
What's
you know.
wrong with your country?
I'm really sorry. I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
No, they were. He was like,
He's right. This is the third world.
Yeah, they were like,
They were
you really have to go vote? They make you vote? And I was like, I don't have to vote. They're like, yeah, you do. And I was like, no, how are you telling me I have to vote? I was like, no,
Right.
I don't have to vote. They were like, you don't have to vote? You don't have to
It's
vote.
sad though. Our country's. I've never seen it at this level, but I'm at that point in life that people go, "How would you handle it?" I said, "I'll tell you how I'd handle it. I would tell whatever country it is, okay, listen, you mess with any of our people, you do anything, I'm gonna nuke you. I'm done. I ain't playing."
That's
It's
great,
over.
Larry. That's a wonderful idea. Nuke first, questions later.
There's no diplomacy.
I think you win. I mean, honestly, with that
I didn't
platform.
say I had a legit diploma.
I didn't say it.
With that platform, that's great. You would win right there.
Listen,
Nuke
truthfully,
first.
Do you know all of these countries?
Free hazmat
If
suits.
I was Israel and these Hamas are lighting me up with these unprovoked, things attack. Now I know that we'll get into that in a second. I would just go, beep, boop.
Well,
Let's deal
they're
with
very,
the
very
fallout.
close together. I mean, I don't know if that would be a great
don't-
idea.
yeah.
Okay, get a bomb
throwing a
made
grenade
that
at
just
you right
goes this
now.
way.
Like-
It goes this way.
Now the sad thing is we can end it here, I suppose, with Israel and Hamas.
No, we're not going to end it here because
No,
I ain't letting
but I
you
will
off the
say
hook.
this: October 7th was horrible, right? The terrorist attack that was awful in Israel. What they did was horrible. Hamas, what they did, right? And obviously, it is also true that Hamas has used civilian populations as cover.
Hospitals,
We also
underground
understand
stuff.
that Hamas didn't allow their civilian population to vote in 10 plus years.
But that's none of our business, to be
Israel
honest
did
with
have a right to respond to Hamas, but they did not have a right to simply, just without any qualification, bomb Gaza the way they have with zero use. If you know that they're using human shields in hospitals, I'm sorry, you have to change your tactic. You just do, and you need to come in with a scalpel as opposed to a fucking
Well,
grenade.
let me ask you a question. The
As
United
opposed
States
to
in 1945
Horrible.
dropped 2 freaking nuclear bombs on Japan.
Right.
Great. We ended the war. You saved a lot of American lives. If you
Well,
wanna think of it that
theoretically,
way.
also,
Yeah.
it opened up a Pandora's box. But really, I would think it's more in line with what happened with Iraq in 2002, 2003, just indiscriminate bombing that was completely and utterly uncalled for. And then, of course, the drone wars and everything that happened after. So with Israel, the reason that Herzog, their president, and Netanyahu, their prime minister, are getting so much flack is because of how they're choosing to run this operation, this war. And after October 7th, there was a lot of sympathy being like, oh, shit, what's going on there? That's
Cut
not
that
good.
girl's head off.
It's horrible. But the way that they've handled the war from an economic perspective, from just a strategy perspective, and then the superficial PR perspective has been wrong. So I wish that we could get away from people that are criticizing a government. That does not mean they're being against the people of Israel. The people who criticize Hamas, it doesn't mean they're being critical of people of Palestine. These are two different entities, and they're both using the people. The people are innocent, and it's just been really sad to see. And again,
religion has caused more war and death in this world than ever. Anybody, everybody knows that. And this is pretty much a religious war.
it's also gotten truckers off a lot of speed. So don't forget that.
I don't know. It got me on a lot of speed.
Well, it depends on what religion you were doing.
But before a couple of social questions I wanted to ask you. A couple of people out there that we watch, we are aligned a lot of ways. You know that. What do you think of Elon Musk?
I feel as if the man does not need to share every fucking thought that comes into his mind. I think he has done a lot of good things. I think his Cybertruck is a piece of shit. And I think his cyber vehicles are pieces of shit.
You don't know that yet. I mean, you think it. Okay.
I mean, that's why I said it. The caveat was I think. I'm not into, I don't know much about, that technology stuff.
Joe Rogan hit it with a bow and arrow, and everyone's like, look how strong it is.
What are we?
It's a bow.
Yeah,
but it was especially they can go through Kevlar and stuff.
Cool.
That's the difference.
But it's still damaged. It's still left damaged.
How many people on Skid Row have crossbows? But anyway.
How many Skid Row have a license?
So I think that Elon Musk has fallen, not victim, because he knows what he's doing. Shut the fuck up. Just be a billionaire. He's the son of a very wealthy man. His father married his adopted daughter, which is kind of strange. And I just wish that he would just stop constantly trying to insert himself and use Twitter to stir up controversy. So it's just annoying. Honestly, it's just annoying. Then again, I think SpaceX is really interesting. I think a lot of the stuff he's done is really interesting. I think he's fascinating in many ways. It's just old. He's not even that old. Just people when social media becomes how I know you, I'm immediately going to be annoyed by you. And that's really the most that I know about him, other than his couple of conversations that are also kind of annoying.
Well, we're going to give you another one. What do you think of Mark Zuckerberg?
I think Mark Zuckerberg he apologized for having all the child predators on Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, he created a platform. He created a beast. He created a monster. Frankenstein's monster is now officially out and destroying society. So did he
a little
do
deep on that?
No, Facebook is where everyone gets extreme. He does the same thing that they do on all of the platforms. You have your QAnon sites. You have you have between the anti-vax and the
but
vaccines.
You could say that about radio. You could say that about Alex Jones. You could say that about whatever you want.
Yeah,
you got extremes everywhere and everything.
But it's different.
They have different communities, all of them.
And you're not, when you're listening to Alex Jones, you're not on the level of Alex Jones. You're listening. On Facebook, you're all there. You're all clustered together. And then they literally just have bots that go in and stir up shit. So someone will post, oh, my God, my mother just died. And a bot will literally be like, fuck that, bitch. And then that'll lead to 1,000 comments. That's what happens.
They hide. They have key hot words.
Literally, it's all bots. It's just controversy is what makes them go.
We get bots.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying.
And he knows that. He knows that. So he's complicit in all of it as well. Yeah. So he's building an underground fucking bunker. Look what they're doing. And
he's building an underground bunker?
Yes, he's building this huge underground bunker. All of the billionaire class is building underground bunkers.
What are they waiting for the bomb?
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Wow. Here's what you need to do is move near them and then jump in that thing and take it over.
Well, that would be nice. Of course, you'll probably just get popped by one of their security.
My friends are doing that.
I mean, it won't be Zuckerberg's. It's going to be a whole thing down there.
Yeah, no.
That's crazy.
No, I did not even know that. I only asked you about those two guys because they're two you see them argue a lot, you see things happen a lot, and I always think they're the same people. Meaning, They really think. Listen, they both built great businesses. They're
Now
hard
Jeff.
workers.
Now you got to go to Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
We're doing the big
Last
three.
one. Big
We're doing
three.
the big three.
What do you think of Jeff Bezos?
I saw his dick on the cover of the New York Post.
When?
Yeah.
When?
It was released during his divorce.
Oh man, I want to see it. Is it
Yeah,
good?
you want to see it?
Yeah, is it good?
Yeah, it's for
Let's
being
Let's
also,
do a dick
let's see
contest.
it might
Let's
be
see it.
it might be just because he's so tiny, and
Oh,
how
he's got a hammer.
Yeah, sometimes
Oh.
when
He said,
people-
yeah, he's got a hammer.
Well, when someone's tiny, all of a sudden it
He
looks
better
like their
not.
dicks are
He
real
better
big,
not.
you
I'll be
know?
pissed if he's got a hammer
Yes,
and billions of dollars.
Oh, he's
I'll
really
be pissed
blessed.
off, dude.
He's got
let's see.
200 billion in a hammer. Wow, now
Bezos
that's
ex-
big.
He said,
Well, see, this
I
is
wanted
what, he scrubbed it. He has kind of scrubbed it.
and he
here.
can scrub
"Oh,
it.
I thought you. Yeah, the only way you would still have that is if you
If I
saved it.
screenshotted
Yeah, I
it?
thought you
Oh,
did.
yeah, no.
I was like, my man.
I'm so happy.
my man Ben is
He's got a pretty hot
smart.
wife now.
You know who's really lucky is
But
his
no,
ex-wife's husband now.
Bezos-
Oh, you know his
English
ex-wife's husband's real lucky.
He's an
sure.
English teacher,
School
a
teacher?
substitute English teacher.
Okay.
She
I
married,
love
and
it.
she was worth 67 billion.
Yeah,
now
she,
they're
wasn't she
married.
the wealthiest woman in the world?
Yeah,
This-
so-
yeah. Jeff Bezos was the beginning of the end when it comes to small businesses. Amazon took out big bookstores, and then that's the way it's, people. I don't know if I always forget, but anyway, Amazon was just a fucking
Yes,
book
it
company,
was.
right?
Yeah, we watched that
And
many times.
Everyone's just like, oh, he's selling books, and then so bookstores were the first thing it took over, and now it's everything.
You know,
That being said, if you can get on Amazon, you can also make some money. So there's yin and yang to it, but
I'm always, as a businessman myself, and I love work and I love business.
Larry Lawton cigars. You're
There
gonna
he goes.
love the
We
way
don't do it enough. I think he's telling
That's
us.
Get your hands out
correct.
of your pants, bro.
Oh, are they
Come
not
on,
there?
dude.
Well, you were
Look at
talking
him.
about
camera.
Jeff.
We're like, you're on
Beautiful.
camera, bro.
Oh, you're talking
Got your
about Jeff
fucking hands in your
Bezos.
When
pants.
you hit rock
And-
bottom,
yeah,
you're
Look at
gonna
Ben
love
still
the
doing that.
Diamond
Come on.
Edition.
Ben, you are the best. Man, you really are. You're going to enjoy the cigar. I guarantee
I can't
it'll
wait to
light
have
it. And that smell stuff will take smell out of a car.
I'm just gonna use it on myself.
No, don't do that.
don't
You
do
might-
that.
yeah.
It's really
We're not
good oil,
liable.
but I
We're not
gave
liable.
you 2 caps. And
Awesome.
the reason because it's oil and they will stick, so you got to wash them out, clean them. But that's 2 anyway. And I'm gonna end or ask you for a last comment after this. I love people like the people we talked about for the one reason is I know how hard it is to build a business as you do. And they've done things and they've changed. And Bezos, for me, how he figured out logistics to get any product you want.
Well, you don't pay your employees. That helps.
Have
you
let's
driven
stop
by-
that.
have
There's
you
your
driven
liberal
by an
side.
Amazon
Wait,
warehouse?
that's
Have you
your liberal
driven by
side.
an Amazon warehouse? I feel very bad. And then
Why?
the
They
people
got food trucks out there and everything.
I like-
people complain, and then because they complain, they get
Yeah.
automated.
Did you guys hear? I was watching something, and the host was like, "It's crazy that we're in a time right now where we have factory workers that are literally making no money in hot warehouses, falling out and dying. But right now, on the other end, we have AI making artwork, staying home and making
That's
art.
very sad.
That's what we're using AI for right now, is to make artwork,
Right.
not be in the fucking factories.
Yeah.
You know, but
AI is amazing.
they're just playing
I
around
think
making
that's
art.
the next, we
Well, it's
use
an algorithm.
but AI,
The algorithm on YouTube, it's gotten
Yeah.
so sad. It used to suggest things that I might like and take a gamble on me, and
Right.
now they're just like
Like
it's
a bad first date.
It's a sales algorithm now.
You know
where
what it
it's
is,
like,
Nick?
just
'Cause
give
you
'em-
know, we are so much on there that listen. I'm
No,
past
but
that.
it
People
used to
go,
be-
oh,
no, Larry,
they
it
know
used
what
to
you're
be
doing. Yeah,
different.
they do. And you know what? I
No.
can't stop it.
It
now.
used to be different. YouTube never used to just like give you exactly what they know you wanted. It was always kind of your sidebar was a little like that kind of looks interesting. It's not really about me.
Yeah. But
It
now
used to
that I
be
think about it, I
suggestive.
like it. Mine's just like pro
Yeah.
wrestling videos and dogs.
Ah,
So I'm fine with it.
So you don't
I'm
get
gotta
busted.
find it.
You got to search for what you want. Is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's good in its own way because it keeps people mentally strong. Realize, hey, wait a minute, I am getting manipulated. Let me go Google. I don't know, Jeff Bezos hammer.
The
I'm
man
getting
who
what I'm
takes a
saying.
dump on the pumpkins from Poughkeepsie.
There you go,
That's
that
what
guy.
You wanna
And that
know.
guy's a hero in that town. He's the mayor of that town now.
I believe that he
I
is.
believe it.
Yes,
But Ben,
you should see him around Halloween.
I
He's
want to
busy as
say,
hell.
what last words?
Busy
do you-
as fuck. I mean, it's Santa Claus. on
Oh
Halloween.
my God,
You're
buddy!
brave.
Our mayor is so busy this Halloween. You have any
shit,
idea how
no
many
pumpkins.
prunes I had to eat to shit on all your pumpkins?
He's giving it out for free. The Ben, first of all, before he was in that, I'm gonna say, will you come back and we'll do
Of
maybe
course,
a
I
monthly
can't wait.
show?
That sounds fantastic.
Also,
Nothing to do.
and I'd love for you to I'm going to say this on behalf of all of my audience over here. We want you back on platform where we can watch
Thank
it.
you.
And
I really
mean
appreciate that.
I
And
really
thanks for all the positive messages. Thank you for texting me, and for everyone that sent me a message out there. Just really thank you. Y'all, in many ways, saved my life because, some dark days. We're getting out of them. And the future is going to be bigger and better and brighter, maybe because of a nuclear bomb, but than ever.
You know, Ben, thank you. Ben Kissel, everybody. That's Ben Kissel 1 on Instagram.
Yeah, that's it.
And when I can tell you something, is a great guy. Besides that, heck him out, super intelligent. Everybody, please keep at it. Have a safe day, and please make good choices. And I'll see you soon.
Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.